Ladies and gentlemen, we're being put through hell because of promises Donald Trump made to a bunch of people at a whole bunch of different dinners that we were never invited to. Now, we all heard the stories of the oil tycoon billionaires, the CEOs and everyone meeting at Mar-a-Lago or wherever the hell, or one of his properties that he still owns and makes money off of, for a dinner where he literally got up and said, if you put $1 billion into my whatever, you can write your own regulation. We know he said that because it's on video. It's been shared. We also know that there was an investigation and raids and things like that, and they actually have the regulations that these companies were about to hand over to, you know, their employee in the White House. And then we hear of another dinner, very similar to this, with the heads of the Fortune 500 corporations. Now, if you remember, around that area, there was a lot of news stories that were very short-lived. They got buried very quickly, of the CEOs and the business leaders that came out of that dinner and was like, holy crap, it would be great for us, but it would destroy the country. Remember all that stuff? Okay. That dinner was also, give me $1 billion and you don't have to pay taxes again. Your companies won't have to pay taxes again. I will work tariffs in your favor. Remember, all of those things were discussed. Then we have the crypto people. The first day, DJT crypto business, one of 4 or 5 crypto businesses, released the Melania meme coin. There was a $36 million, $37 million purchase from this something Sun guy who happened to be under an SEC, FBI, whatever, investigation for fraud and everything else, looking at jail time, losing his company. But he bought all this meme coin. And then he went to one of these dinners with a whole bunch of other crypto people, because the top 200 investors in Trump's crypto scams, businesses, the top 200 were invited to these dinners. This particular dinner. Not to be confused with the other dinners for the other types of investors, or the executive branch club that the Trump kids opened up in DC, that if you pay $500,000 a year, membership fee, by the way, membership fee. You know, his golf courses have very big membership fees too. Kind of funny. They were, anyway, a lot less expensive before he ran. But anyway, yeah, the executive branch, $500,000 a year. And you know what the promise is, made out in the open by his children and in advertising, is you get time with the President of the United States. Yeah. $500,000 a year per membership. Anyone can do it. But we already have that type of theory going for visas. Remember that $5 million gold card visa? It's like a green card, but it's gold. And I'm sure it's got Trump's face right there. Yeah, remember that? So $5 million. And then you know how, you know, Trump's doing things like getting involved in all these lawsuits and stuff like that, these mergers, and making sure people like Stephen Colbert get fired. But there's always like these side deals. Like we just learned with the same deal that got Colbert fired, is there's a $20 million side deal that didn't show up in any paperwork. So when they said that I didn't get Stephen Colbert filed, the paperwork is just, it's the side deal part that does it. It's not that. So yeah. And when he called tariffs for the world, that was one big dinner invitation, whether they liked it or not. Even the penguins in the mountain, or from the country of Mattel, you know, where Barbie was born. They all were forced to come to the table and either make crypto deals, side deals, open up a Trump property, or do something with Muscatina. Every one of these deals has side deals, like a Qatari jet for $400 million and $1 billion of taxpayer money to retrofit it so he could take it with him when he leaves. Stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. We are all in this together. And MAGA, wake the fuck up.